So thanks, Andrew. I'm going to just quickly, I've got two quick slides that I'm going to run through the standard protection features that many of you have seen and many of you have enjoyed and experienced, and then just the ones that we've actually added with the specific objective of protecting capital. So if we look at our standard protection features that we include in all of our conditional income notes, firstly, you all know about the income trigger level. And if this level is set, for example, at 50%, what that means is that even if the reference stocks drop by up to 50% of their start price, your returns are still going to flow. We've also got the memory feature that's included in our notes. And in this case is that if the stocks do in fact drop below that income trigger level, is that the stock, although it might not pay the coupon out, it's going to be held in a memory. And the very next time that the stock pops over that income trigger level, it's going to look back and pay out all of the returns that were being held in the memory feature, so that you don't actually lose the coupons. Your auto call trigger is the opportunity for an early maturity. And when this feature is triggered, it means that you're going to have received all of your returns up to that point, plus you're going to get all your capital back. And, some of you will be saying, well, why is that important? We really like to continue getting the returns. Well, it's important because if we have an early maturity, we never have to worry about capital protection because automatically you get all of your capital back. It also gives you the opportunity to reassess, go again, or do something else. The last standard feature that we have in every note is the capital protection barrier. And this feature's there in case there is no auto call or an early maturity. And if, for example, it is set at 50%, even if the reference basket drops by up to 50% of its start price at the final observation, you're still going to receive all of your capital back. If you had been invested directly in those stocks, you would have lost 50%. And those are really, really important features, and those are stock standard. And then the additional features that we added through the evolution of our products because of the changing dynamic nature of the markets is we've added the reducing auto call. And what that does, it makes it easier and easier to achieve that early maturity because the level that's required for the early maturity drops each quarter from a specified date at a specified percentage. In addition, we've got the knockout feature, and that allows for the reference stocks to tick those auto call boxes individually instead of having them all required to be over the auto call trigger level at the same date. So it makes it easier and easier for that auto call. And then finally, the geared put, and that is there in the event that there isn't an early maturity, you run to full term and one of the reference stocks is dipped below the capital protection barrier. Ordinarily, you would receive capital back on a one-to-one basis. So instead of receiving it on a one-to-one basis, the geared put, say, at a 2-to-1 would mean that if your capital protection barrier was set at 50%, for example, and the reference stock drops to 40% of its starting price, the geared put of 2.2-to-1 means that instead of receiving 40% of your capital back, which is on a one-to-one basis, you actually receive 80% of your capital back. It kicks it up. So if you would like a refresher on how the protection features work in the notes that you are personally invested in, just drop a note in the chat and we will contact you to set up a time. I am aware that we are on time now. We're already 3 minutes past 7, but we are happy to chat and run through all of the protection features to make sure that you do understand how they work. And then our commitment to you on an ongoing basis is to continue structuring above average income and growth investments without taking undue risk. And while there is a pause currently in our next note coming out, the reason for that is the conditions need to be right so the note works in your favor, not necessarily just in the bank's favor. And with that, I'd like to open for questions if there are any questions. And again, if you do need any refreshers on the features, the protection features, you can pop a note in the chat and we can contact you.